Hello everybody, so this video is part 2 covering Web Application Firewall, or WAF for short, logging and diagnostics using Application Gateway and log analytics. We'll also look into the WAF logs, running some queries to search log data and also cover email alerting of that data. Here's a diagram from part 1 of the solution. If you haven't checked out part 1 yet, please go ahead as it covers the provisioning of the WAF firewall together with configuration and testing. Links are in the description below. Would appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel to receive further updates and new weekly videos are posted. I'll give you a second to do this now and then we can get started. Thank you. Okay, so we've already deployed the WAF from part 1, so let's install the application Gateway Analytics. So if we search for that, and then if we add it to an existing log analytics workspace, if you don't have a workspace, just create a new one. So Application Gateway Analytics provides application gateway access logs and gateway performance logs. So once installed, you need to give this some time for data to start showing up here. As you can see, we have some data now, so let's take a look. So we can see from the charts we have access logs from our WAF web page. So we have requests per hour, we have failed requests per hour, errors by the user agent, and also recommendations for our WAF also. So SSL being one of them, as we were just using HTTP for testing. So as you can see, the Application Gateway Analytics helps you troubleshoot issues with applications and provides visibility into the application gateway logs with rich out-of-the-box views. You can get insights into these key scenarios. So if we now block a public IP address from browsing our website through a WAF policy, then we can view the logs and alert on them. So now I'm adding in my public IP to the block rule from part 1, which has changed. My public address has changed from part 1, so I'll add it in now. After this has been done, we can then review the logs. So if we now go into our app gateway and then copy the public IP address and attempt to browse to it, this will now trigger the rule. And then we get a forbidden message, which is blocked. So the application gateway firewall log, where all the important information about block connections are stored, can be done through log analytics. So let's go back into the application gateway analytics and click the logs button. So we can now run a query on Azure Diagnostics where the resource type equals application gateways and the category equals application gateway firewall log. So if we paste that in and then run it, we can see it returns our blocked rule public IP. So here's our public address. So if we drill into that, it will show us the custom rule it's applied to, together with a whole host of other stuff. We can also see other rules that have triggered overnight as part of the built-in OWASP rule set. So this is our managed rules that are built into Azure. So let's run another quick query on the Application Gateway Firewall log to see all blocked events only. So let's paste our query. So it's Azure Diagnostics where category equals Application Gateway Firewall log and action equals blocked. So we can now see all the blocked events only. So now if we click the new alert rule button after the query is run, we can create a rule based upon what we have searched. So in this case, we create a new alert rule on a blocked events only. So we can see when we try and do this, we actually get a message, creation of alerts rule will fail since its subscription is not registered to Microsoft Alerts Management Resource Provider. So to resolve this, we go into our subscriptions, resource providers, and then if we find our Microsoft Alerts Management Provider, if we click register, and now that's registered, when we go back into our new alert rule, the error has now disappeared. So if we go back into our rule, and now the error's gone. Now when we look at our condition that the rule will alert on, it's picked up the query that we run before. Now this is where we set our alert logic based on the block action. So this can be set on the number of results. So if we type a threshold 5 here just for testing, you may want to decrease or increase this depending on your rule sets. So we can change the email subject that will be present in the email once the alert is triggered. And we can also set the severity for this alert rule as well. So if we click create, once created, we can find this rule by looking in our log analytics workspace. So go into log analytics, we go into alerts under monitoring. It will show us we don't have any alerts triggered at the moment. If we go manage alert rules, and here is our alert rule that we created. So to specify an email address to actually send to, we have to create a manage action group. So if we click add action group, if we add the action group names, change to our resource group. So here we can see the actions types available to us. So if we choose email and edit details, we add in our email address to send to. We can also add SMS text here too if we like. Click OK, add the action name and then click OK. Now finally we need to add that email action group to our alert rule. So if we click add action groups, if we choose the group that we created, we click select, and then if we click save at the top of the page, so let's trigger the alert now by browsing the public IP of the WAF from our blocked IP. And when we go to our email, we can see the first email informs us that we have been added to the action group. And then the second email has been sent due to the rule being triggered. So we can see it contains the search query that was triggered with the client IP and rule names, etc., together with the action that was blocked. So there we have it. I think the detail here in the mail is very informative for the event, which is good news. So if we go back into our log analytics after the event has been triggered, if we go to alerts, you can see now that our alerts are now listed here under severity. So severity 3, we've got 10 alerts here that have triggered. And we can see the monitoring condition has been fired, and now that's all logged. And then we can click into the alert to get a little bit more information about it, such as the search query that it triggered on. So log analytics has lots of other options. One of them is export all the results to CSV, the results of the query, which is quite handy. So we can also see example queries that we can run. So we can see all the history here of our queries that we've run. We can run queries on availability, performance. So these are all examples here. Disk usage. So if we run a query on usage by data types, get a nice little pie graph here. Another example is running a query on the volume of solutions data. Also, Query Explorer is quite good as well. So it shows lots of queries for lots of different scenarios. So you can query on all events, all syslogs, average HTTP request time, when did my servers restart, or whether any particular firewall changes that happened. So lots of queries to search for different usages. So that's it then. So thanks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's hear your comments below, and please subscribe to be notified of weekly videos to be posted to the channel. So thanks all. Take care.